Good morning. Myself G. Rajkumar Nair, retired General Manager, Punjab National Bank. Today I am going to talk about CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, or more popularly known as e-Rupee. Deriving powers from the Payment and Settlement Act 2007, RBI introduced CBDC called e-Rupee. The wholesale segment has been introduced with effect from 1st of November and the retail segment has been introduced with effect from 1st of December. Both are now on a pilot basis. After getting feedback from the field and gaining sufficient experience, it will be introduced in full swing on a pan-India basis. e-Rupee can be considered as the new-gen digital currency revolution after barter system, coins and notes, likely to rule in future, leading to a cashless society. CBDC term broadly covers two segments, wholesale and retail, as I have already mentioned. Wholesale is meant for banks only, for settlement of interbank transaction, like settlement of government securities transaction done between banks. It runs into 500 to 1000 crores per day. Retail is meant for public, general public and business houses as a payment mechanism for any transactions. So we are more getting in touch with the retail segment as a common man. The features of retail e-Rupee are, please note, this is not of the wholesale because many articles are not clearly distinguishing the features between wholesale and retail. Whatever features are given are that of retail. Retail e-Rupee has all the features of a physical currency. It's a legal tender in digital format, bearer in nature like currency notes existing now. It is issued and controlled by RBI as a sovereign currency, appears as a liability in the books of the bank, issued in denominations of 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 2000 like the existing currencies, on all denominations of the existing currencies, and value of e-Rupee remains the same like currency notes. It is a permitted payment and settlement mechanism for domestic transactions or for lending money to other. The only thing is that the other person also should be having e-wallet with it. It will coexist with the currency notes, and currency notes will not be withdrawn immediately. Maybe in future it is possible, but immediate future it is not. And thus form part of the currency in circulation. It do not disturb the present financial system or the money in circulation in any way. How it can be obtained? It can be obtained in a digital wallet with the image of the denominated currency and a token number from select 4 banks as of now in 4 cities, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore and Bhubaneswar, which are acting as the agent of RBI. The 4 banks are SBI, Axis Bank, IDFC First Bank, Yes Bank. In the second phase, another 5 more banks will be added, that is Bank of Baroda, UBI, ICICI Bank, HDFC and Kotak Bank. It will cover more cities in the second phase. Payments are made through bank apps through a QR code to another wallet holder. However, a clarity is required as to how odd amounts can be transferred. For example, if you want to send 528 rupees, how this odd amount can be transferred, because the denominations in which it is issued are concrete amounts which cannot be changed. A clarity on this matter is likely to come any time because many people are having a doubt on this matter. While Paytm, Google Pay, etc. is connected to a bank account, e-Rupee is not connected. No, there is no need for a bank account at all. It requires a low level of KYC if you are not a bank account holder, and if you are already holding a bank account, there is no need for a KYC. Transactions can be done through ordinary phone and also through offline methods. There is no need even for a smartphone. Thus, it supports the financial inclusion in rural area. It is totally different from cryptocurrency except that it is digital in nature. It is not generated out of private arrangement, not creating a parallel economy. It is not speculative in nature, no trading can take place, not having a decentralized storing in various servers. In the case of crypto, it is maintained in decentralized servers, that is supercomputers across 200 countries. This CBDC is centralized in RBI server alone. This is the specialty of this CBDC. Now let us see what are all the benefits. Cost reduction in printing, storing, transportation, replacement of currency every 2 years. Safe handling, no transfer charges, quick transfer, blocking of counterfeiting. Safe alternative to cryptocurrency, supports financial inclusion in rural areas. And what are all the challenges? Challenges is like any other digital formats. e-Rupee is also having the potentiality for a cyber attack. So far it has not happened, but being digital, in future how it turns out to be, we have to see. Let us look into the CBDC design. There are two types. One is wholesale and the other one is retail, as I have already mentioned. Wholesale is for settlement between the banks. Initially it is implemented, now on a pilot basis it is implemented for settlement of government securities alone between the banks. Probably in future they may be used for clearing settlements or interbank borrowings also, but it is not announced so far. It can avoid settlement guarantee presently issued by the Clearing Corporation of India for delayed or non-delivery of securities. That is, one leg of the transaction is not executed while the payment is already made. Also, it avoids the necessity for banks to give collateral for supporting the transactions. On the other hand, retail is for citizens and business houses meant for making trades and other payments. Is that the remitter and the receiver should have e-wallets. Quick transfer through QR code compared to net transfer, RTGS and NEFT is an attraction for trade settlements like Paytm or Google Pay. There are two models. One is direct or tier 1, or the second one is indirect and tier 2. Direct model is where the central bank who issues the e-Rupee maintains the entire records and manages it by themselves. Wholesale e-Rupee in India is maintained under this model, that is direct model. Indirect is central bank issues, but management and maintenance is done by the banks as an agent of RBI. Retail e-Rupee in India is done under indirect model. CBDC can be issued in two different formats. One is token based and the other one is account based. Retail e-Rupee is issued with a token and an image of the denominated currency. This token can be transferred while making the payment to another person. Whoever is the holder of the token at any point of time is the owner. The receiver has to verify the ownership of the token he receives is genuine. Account based, wholesale segment is account based in India. All bank maintains their current account with RBI and the interbank transactions are settled through these current accounts. Here, the intermediary, that is the Reserve Bank of India, verifies the identity of the account holder, whoever is transferring. There are two types of instruments, remunerated and non-remunerated. Under remunerated model, the payment will be treated as an investment and a return will be given in the form of interest or dividend. Under non-remunerated model, no returns will be given. Here it is treated at par with the currency and the value will remain the same throughout the period. India is following non-remunerated model mainly because a remunerated model can affect the capacity of the banks to generate deposit, which can reduce their capacity for lending. There are two technologies in which CBDC can be maintained. One is centralized and the other one is decentralized. Centralized server means all data is maintained in a centralized server. Our e-Rupee, Indian e-Rupee data is in a centralized server at RBI. In decentralized system, several servers are maintained at different locations and same data is maintained in all these locations. If one is hacked, it can be retrieved from the other. This is the method, decentralized method, which is followed by cryptocurrency. But our digital currency is following a centralized server, quite opposite to the cryptocurrency system. Anonymity or secrecy of the transactions. It is said that once it is issued by way of credit to a wallet, further transactions from wallet to wallet is not monitored by RBI. RBI may not be knowing who is holding the token at any point of time. But this point requires a little bit of clarification because in a digital format, trails of transactions will definitely be recorded. Moreover, SMS, as per the digital system, SMS is to be sent to the sender as well as the receiver. This is mandatory. Then definitely a recording will naturally come. Probably the RBI may not be monitoring small value transactions, but it can trace the big value transaction if it is required. Probably it is getting recorded, but they may not be monitoring in the ordinary course of business, but in case of necessity, they can trace the large value transactions at any point of time. China has introduced CBDC on a pilot basis about 1 year back. Some few not big economies they have also introduced, but major economies, more than 100 countries, are still studying the matter for introduction. Once it is implemented, I think cross-border transactions will also be possible once it is stabilized. Thank you very much.